Okay, if we could have your attention, please. We are now joined by Blake Cook, driver of the number 11 Leaf Filter Gutter Protection Chevrolet for Kaulig Racing. Blake, congratulations. A bit of an underdog and for what some may consider a smaller team. So can you just talk a little bit about your race tonight and the opportunity in the chase moving forward?
Yeah, it's well, it was huge just to make the chase. So like after Chicago, I just felt a huge relief that we accomplished our goals. So, you know, going into the chase, we just kind of had nothing to lose because there's no expectations on me or our race team, and it's been able to pay off with some good, consistent finishes. So, but consistency, I don't think is what's going to transfer into the Final Four. I think we're going to have to turn it up a notch, and but I feel like we even have. We had a pretty good car tonight. In this last couple of weeks, we've been racing against cars we haven't raced with all year. So I'm extremely proud of my team and proud of this series, and making it so new teams can start up and be competitive like this is pretty cool.
I think it's the beard.
The beard. You got yours coming back.
I know.
Hey, when I said I was going to start this chase beard, I didn't really know I was going to make it to the next round. It's going to be like an 8-week
Keep
beard.
it going.
Okay, we're also joined by driver the number 6 Leidos Ford for Roush Fenway Racing, Bubba Wallace. Bubba, congratulations on making it to the round of 8. Can you just also talk a little bit about your race tonight and your outlook for the chase moving forward?
Yeah, first of all, congrats to Blake. Like you said, small teams making it through and new teams starting up. It's a pretty big accomplishment, so congrats, buddy. For us, man, and everybody says just have a good solid race. We were, I think, 10 points to the good. And that was not a good solid race for us from the start. Ran into the back of the 48 there. I don't know if they were playing games on the restart or what, or I was sleeping, probably a mixture of both, more of me sleeping, and just ran into the back of them and got damaged. So we were pretty far behind from the start of the race, but I felt like our car wasn't too bad on that first run, but after that, I was hanging on for dear life. So went 3 laps down there, just knew we were out of it, but going into it, I was trying not to worry too much about the points until my spotter, who knows me like the back of my hand, he just said one word or a couple words, just we need this spot bad, and he left it at that. So we had to dig for it on that last restart, so that put us in by 1 point apparently, but just got to work hard. You know, our Leidos group never gave up all day. I think we all had plenty of thoughts in our head of just trying to get by and go home and forget this race and go on to next week. But we can do that now, but know that when we're going into the next round is pretty good.
Okay, if you have a question, please raise your hand. We will get a microphone to you. Okay, we'll start here in the back, first on the end and then to the right.
Barry Richmond, Piedmont Broadcasting, WAKG. Darrell, this may be more focused toward you. With the chase being implemented now in the Xfinity Series and, of course, your experience in the Truck Series, do you really think it steps up the competition? And you talked about maybe the 2 weeks of downtime. Is that something that will be a welcome rest or something that will be added stress?
Oh, that's the $1 million question right there. I'm going to try to relax, take a little vacay, but still focus on the big picture, knowing that we still got to work for it. You know, we got Kansas to kick off the next round, so that's big. So hopefully it's kind of like Kentucky, smooth, fast. We had a good car there. I was out running that one car, so that was pretty good until he won the race. I know, but we'll see. I mean, it's good that we reset and we kind of get to relax now. You know, tensions get high, and I'll tell you 100 times, I'm not worried about points, but I don't know if it gets a little bug in the back of your head. Everything kind of intensifies and magnifies to added pressure, and you don't even know it until you get out of the car. And for me, I was just really bummed out about the race. But when they said you made it in by 1 point, I kind of wanted to shed a little tear and 2 thumbs up, like my man here. So that was pretty big for us. But we'll definitely throw this race away and refocus on the next one.
Okay, we are also joined by our runner-up finisher, Elliott Sadler, driver of the number 1 OneMain Financial Chevrolet for Junior Motorsports. Elliott, congratulations. Firmly on the chase grid for the round of 8, so if you could just talk about your race tonight and your outlook heading into the rest of the chase.
Yeah, I really wanted to win this race. It's anytime I get to run this pink race car, it's very sentimental to me and my family. And, you know, my mom wasn't able to be here this weekend because still recovering. And all I could think about those last 7 or 8 laps when me and Joy and Kyle had kind of got away from everybody, was hoping that those two would race pretty hard with each other and leave the door open. So we were able to get by Kyle and make it to Joy, and just wasn't able to win the race. So all in all, a great race for us. It just shows how hard my team really works, kept working on the car, and man, when the sun went down, that thing took off. So just really wanted to win this race. But all in all, a great first round. We had a first, second, and a seventh, which is really consistent, and we've got some really good cars. They've been sitting in the shop for about a month, ready to go for the second round. So we can't wait to get to Kansas and put our best foot forward. But how we battled and fought tonight is gives us a little momentum, I think, going into next week.
Great. Okay, if you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you. Okay, right in the back.
Jacob Seelman, Race Chaser Online and Performance Motorsports Network. I've got one for Blake and one for Bubba. Blake, as far as your guys, the Colleague team being a startup this year, and this chase format, as you've alluded to a couple of times this year, it gives you guys a chance. What does this change for you guys making the round of 8? How does this not only buoy the team going forward for the rest of this season, but what does it change for you guys going in and building for next year, whether it's race cars, potential sponsorships? This has to be huge for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it helps a ton when you have a sponsor like Leaf Filter Gutter Protection that is on, backing you up and is committed to a multi-year deal. You can just focus on the future and not so much on today. And, that's huge in our sports to have a good, loyal sponsor. But I'm not too sure what it feels like yet, because it just happened. I know when Chicago was over, it was a big relief, like we achieved our goals and kind of the season was over, and everything else was icing on the cake. And now this happens, so now there's really no pressure. We're just gonna go out there and try to get better. I'm gonna try to get better every single week, make our cars drive better, and also, just focus on just making everything continuing to improve, because if you're not going forward, you're backwards, and that's what Matt Colleague tells us all the time.
Hey, can I add to that? I don't think you guys understand what kind of feat that Blake and those guys made. I mean, they were moving into their shop the first week of Dover in May, and then to make the final 8, I think Blake and his guys' startup team kind of flew under the radar at the beginning of the season. They got better and better and better, and he and Chris, I think, did a whale of a job in the first round. But I think that's definitely the biggest story of the first round is Blake and his guys making the second round. To been, the kind of startup team they went through, and where Blake came from last year to this year. I mean, congratulations, guys. But that, to me, is job well done from such a small team and to get started. So you guys did a great job. I just hope you guys understand what kind of feat they really made to compete against a lot of Cup affiliated teams to make it to where they're at.
Thank you, Elliot. Appreciate it.
Bubba, as far as your day, I know this, as you alluded to a minute ago, absolutely was not what you wanted or what you needed. And to be 3-4 laps down, but knowing you still have a chance at it, you scrape in by the skin of your teeth. How deep did you have to dig on that last run when you were back and knew, if only I can pick up one spot, we're in this, we're moving on?
Yeah, like I said, spotter we need that spot bad. So let's give it your best restart. And Mom always said there's going to be hard days in front of the good ones. So those only make you stronger. So we have to, use it and use it as a little bit of motivation, knowing that we can do better and go on to Kansas and try to do a lot better than what we did today. But man, that was fun trying to put it all on the line, and for that chase format, that just shows you what you got to do, and you can't slack off on one restart. And the door opened up for us, and we had to jump on it, go a top of 3 or 4 wide, and do what you got to do. There was thoughts of doing more to the 44 to get in, so it just worked out in our favor.
Go ahead with your next question.
Yes, Barry Richmond, WAKG. This is for Elliot. With your experience as a veteran Cup driver and then the success that you've demonstrated with Junior Motorsports here in the Xfinity Series, it seems like that since the announcement of the extended contract and with this chase format, it's just made you guys shine and maybe really step it up. Can you just talk about that a little bit?
He's shining from his gray hair.
I love being Bubba's teammate last year. He always made sure I was in check each and every week. From an experience standpoint, I get asked that question all the time. I don't think it's a big deal in racing. It's not like I'm a veteran quarterback that can read the defenses better than a rookie quarterback can. I mean, all these guys can drive. And I just think it's being in the right situation at the right time. As far as my team is concerned, I think one man coming back definitely gave us a boost because we all stopped worrying about what our future was going to be, and we know we're going to be together for a while. And we could start concentrating on our racing, and we had some good cars we knew that we were building, getting ready for the chase to start, and I think that helped us as well. But all in all, I mean, I wish I could tell you it's me. And it's just me, but it's not. I just got a really good race team with a great crew chief, and the biggest thing we're, I think, doing better than what we were doing at the beginning of the season is our communication. We're finishing each other's sentences. We know what adjustments we think we need to make during the race to make our cars better. And I think maybe that's the only thing the experience helps me with is what adjustments to make to my car, and we're definitely on the same page. But as far as like the chase format and racing at these tracks, all of these guys, young or however old they are, can do just as good a job as we can. They're all fast. It's just communicating at the right time, especially during the race, I think makes the difference.
Any final questions? Okay, we'll take our last question back here.
Elliot Rents Brown, Race Chaser Online. It seems like this year is more of a resurgence that you've had in even recent years. Talk to me a little bit about just the confidence you have coming in here, because this is one of those things where you seem to have the confidence for a while and it just seemed to taper off, and now it just seems like you're really giving it a good punch.
Yeah, I just think we got a good team, and I mean, it's no magic, it's nothing special. It's just I got a really good team, a really good environment. I think Dale and Kelly being racers and grew up in the racing industry, and it starts with the top. Any guys ever been to their shop and see how everybody acts? It's just like a big overgrown late model team that's supposed to race on the weekends, and we just having fun and racing in the Xfinity Series. There's no pressure, just everybody's on the same boat. I mean, you guys watch that JRM 360? That's what it's like at the shop all the time. Everybody's relaxed, and I mean, every time I go, I have to take an extra pair of clothes because you never know what's going to happen while you're at the shop. But I think being in that relaxed environment, because I've been on the other side of the fence with teams that are so uptight and the pressure's so bad, and they want to know Monday morning, doggone it, we're going to have a meeting and we're going to find out why we ran as bad as we ran. And that just gets everybody on pins and needles, and we just don't have that. We just cut your mic off, Bo. So anyway, I just think it starts with the top with great owners and trickles down through, but we're very relaxed. We have a lot of confidence. I think on ovals, other than running out of gas at Daytona and wrecking in Charlotte here in the spring, our worst finish is 7th last week at Dover since April on ovals. So we've been very consistent, very fast, and I just think it comes from a very relaxed way of looking at it.
Okay, we have one final question in the press box. Go ahead, Chris. Chris, can you repeat your question, please?
Yeah, for any of the drivers that want to answer, I was just curious if there was a second round wildcard race. The consensus was the Kentucky Speedway won in the first round.
Man, I think all of them are wild cards. I mean, you look at the Cup race today. You don't really count Charlotte as a wild card, but you had 5 or 6 chasers that all had problems. So anything can happen. You know, we can be running up front at Kansas and you know, blow a tire, blow a motor. You know, anything can happen to anybody. So you just hope you have good karma going into these next 3 to get you to the next round.
Any final questions? Okay, gentlemen, congratulations. Good luck next week.